Good morning, students. In topic second of credit first from paper Angiosperm taxonomy, today I am going to focus on International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. So let's go first. What is nomenclature? And the points which we are going to discuss, that is the meaning of International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, its features and principles, important rules and recommendations that are needed for the ICBN, and provisions for the governance of the code. So let's go stepwise. Why there is a need to do rules to govern a specific scientific nomenclature, and this leads to the ICBN. ICBN sets the formal starting date of the plant nomenclature in 1753, where publication of Species Plantarum by Carl Linnaeus. After that, first time in Cambridge, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature Congress was held in 1930, and the code came into real existence in function as well as the name. And this is preceded by St. Louis Code in 2000, Tokyo Code in 1994. Now they are available online. And the present edition is Vienna Code of 2006, and this is based on 17th International Botanical Congress at Vienna, which was held in 2005. So this need leads to the name ICBN. This is nothing but the set of rules as well as the regulations as well as recommendation for formal naming of botanical name, which is given to the plant and it is universally accepted. The value of the scientific name is that it is an identifier. That's why it is accepted worldwide. And this ICBN, that is nothing but the ICBN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, divided into three main parts: principles, rules and the recommendation. We'll go for first principles. But before that, ICBN, as this is for botanical nomenclature, it is not only for plant. They may include blue-green algae, fungi, that also include chytrids, oomycetes, slime molds. Along with that, photosynthetic protists and taxonomically related non-photosynthetic groups are also comes under the ICBN. There is special provision also for fossils and for the cultivated plants, and the separate code for the cultivated plants is International Code of Nomenclature for Cultivated Plants. There are main 6 principles of botanical nomenclature. So here I have given these 6 principles in very short manner. I am not going here or not wasting time to read this one. Just I am focusing what exactly there in the principle first. So principle first is nothing but this botanical nomenclature, it is independent of zoological as well as the bacteriological nomenclature. If any organism is considered as a plant, it should be named accordance with the botanical code. And if it is considered other organism, then for example it is bacterium, then there is a bacteriological code. So this is based on name, which is in accordance with the ICBN. Second principle is based on application of taxonomic groups is determined by means of a nomenclatural type. What this exactly means? For example, vascular plants like grasses, the nomenclatural type is herbarium specimen that has been deposited in herbarias. Okay, and the nomenclatural type anchors the meaning of a name. So there are different kinds of type specimen of herbarium. One of them is holotype. Holo means that is the first description of a plant. In the form of herbarium it is preserved. Lectotype, if holotype is lost, then second herbarium sheet is prepared from original plant, that is nothing but the lectotype. And in neotype, when there are absence of holotype and lectotype, the separate sheet is prepared from some other plant of the same species. This is nothing but the neotype. Neo, that is new. Syntype, in case of holotype and original plant is lost, then many herbarium sheet prepared from many plants of same species. So this is nothing but the syntype. And isotype, iso means similar. So here duplicate of holotype. We are familiar with the term isomers, similar forms, and that exactly fits to the isotype also. It is duplicate of holotype. And last one, that is the paratype, which is the additional herbarium shoots which is used for first description of plant, and it is called as a paratype. No doubt this is prepared from some other plant of the same species having little variations. So these are the type specimens which are used for principle second. Then the principle third is based on the taxonomic group or any plant is with the correct name and that meets the code's standard for the publication. It means this is based on priority of publication of any literature which is related to the naming of a plant. So the name is given to the plant which is published first and it made known to other botanists. The fourth principle is based on the correct naming, and there is only one correct name. This is the central principle upon which this all code is based. If anyone is disagree with that taxonomic treatment, they will consider different name to be correct, but there is for each taxonomic group has only one correct name, and that is also based on its publication, that is priority publication, which is principle third. In principle fifth, scientific names of taxonomic groups are treated as a Latin regardless of their derivation, and article 16 to 28 of code specify what form the name must be taken. Nowadays we are all of us familiar with these words, that is Phyta, Psilopsida or Liliopsida or Magnoliopsida, but how this came into existence, and this is based on principle fifth. For example, if the rank, specific rank that already we have discussed in plant systematics part second, and they ending with a specific word, and few examples are given here. For example, here division or phylum, it always ends with Phyta, for example Pinophyta, and another is also given, and class it ends with PSIDA or OPSIDA, Psilopsida or Pinopsida. Order is always ends with ales, that is Pineales. Family always ends with the ACEAE, Pinaceae. Name of family we are familiar with, that always ends with these words. Tribe ends with EAE, Piney, Lily, Magnoliae. Genus, a noun, it should be a noun. that is a Pinus, and species, it depends upon the its details or structure, and variety, it also depends upon the its characters. So the principle fifth is gives us idea about the what form the name must be taken. And the last principle is principle 6. It is the retroactivity principle. So anyone, if proposing a change in the code, need to consider the effect of proposed changes and the names published in a wide range of literature and over a considerable period of time. Means they must be have with proof for its change. And it is why all proposed changes to the code undergo committee scrutiny before being voted on. And every year International Botanical Congress is held in different parts so as to follow the changes or any type of material which we have to describe new for the taxonomy. And if the committee is with problem for the proposed change, any one member have in touch with the person, and there is a need to make a stronger case for the change or suggest modification that will avoid some undesirable consequences. So this principle 6 is a retroactivity principle, which is based on if there is a change in the name, so there must be stronger case of a change. There are few rules for the naming of any plant. So we are writing many of the times name of the plant. Generic name is capital letter, or the first letter of the genus is capital, and first letter of species it should be a small. You can observe, or we are writing this one, but this is the rule of ICBN. If it is based on name of a person, it should be capital letter. For example, as we know, species name, its first letter is a small letter, but the name of person is there, if then it should be a capital letter. For example, so it is Pantai, and if it is in written form, it should be underlined, and in printing they are italicized. Name of the scientist is written in short after the specific name. For example, Mangifera indica Linn. So this is the scientific name of the plant, where name of the scientist is given in very short. Linn, that is it stands for the Linnaeus. Name of the scientist is written in Roman letters, and simple alphabets are used. If any scientist has proposed a wrong name, and then his name should be written in bracket, and scientist who corrected the name, it is written after the bracket. For example, here this is Linn, this is the wrong name, and afterward the Salisbury gives the corrected name. So the old name or the wrong name, it is in the bracket, and afterward the correct name is after the bracket. So these are the few rules of ICBN. So this is the binomial system, where the generic name, it is with its capital letter first, species name with small letter, and last, that is the recommendation. These are for the practical applications of rules, and its object to bring about a greater uniformity and clearness, especially for the future nomenclature, as the name stands universally accepted and it is a single name, so there should be uniformity and clearness. There are the three appendices. Appendix first is for the name of hybrids, and hybrids assigned to taxa of two principal ranks, interspecific as well as the intergeneric hybrids. They are equivalent to genus and species respectively. Whereas appendix second is Nomina familiarum conservanda includes names of families which are conserved, and appendix third, nomina generica conservanda et regescinda lists the name of genera which conserved again the principle of priority. So third principle is of ICVN is publication priority, which is a part of appendix third. So this is all about the rules, principles, rule, regulations of International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. Thank you.